It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas. It is Friday, November 17th, 2017. It is 7 a.m. on this Friday before Thanksgiving. Good morning. Dale Hoffman, your host, right here and Down on the Corner. Joined with Scooter, Jerry, Elesha's here from Veterans 3 District Office. And Sarah's here as well. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Wonderful.
Good. He's like, good.
Another week.
Where's your Brood Awakening coffee, Jerry?
Right here, buddy.
Yeah, how is it today?
Fantastic.
Good. That 10W30 goes down good, doesn't it?
Very well. Yeah.
He calls my coffee 10W30.
It's worse than 10W30. It's a little thicker than that.
Yeah, Scooter
Something
has
a little
plenty
strong.
of water to dilute his, but he gets a little shot.
We
here
got that
and there.
logo there, Scooter, for Brood Awakening?
You bet. You bet.
Brood Awakening Coffee, as Jacqueline told you in the introduction, 3 locations to serve you. Balmer Boulevard at Highway 62, and then Walmart East Plaza, and then, of course, BRMC Lobby. If you want the best coffee in town, go to Brood Awakening. You can just drive through, or if you're out at the hospital, go into the lobby, enjoy some Brood Awakening coffee. Best coffee in town.
Best cinnamon rolls I found in town, too.
Hey, you got to hold one of those.
Hey, man, this is Friday. Where are my cinnamon rolls?
Well, let's see, Jerry.
Oh, you're going to bust
It's
out the
empty.
wallet and have it. Got you. I got you, buddy.
Hey, y'all missed a good chili supper last night at the Christian Academy.
Oh, how'd that go?
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
Yeah.
No, y'all missed a good wrestling
Did
meet
we?
last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd it go?
Really well. We actually, I think it was 52-18 Bombers.
All right.
I think we had a couple holes that we didn't have filled, certain weight spots, and I believe he only lost maybe one match. Actually out on the mat, so it turned out real good. Unfortunately, we had some issues with the ref, so yours truly had to change clothes and become a ref for the night.
That's not fun.
But Austin was able to actually get his match in, his first match on the high school mat. He pulled it out. He won.
Good. And as usual, it's time for our morning prayer. If you would, please join us. Time for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, today my prayers for the family and friends of Senator Greg Standridge of Russellville. Senator Standridge was a fine servant to his people in Arkansas, and today, Lord, I pray for his family and friends, as so soon until the holidays we mourn his loss. Lord, I pray for those that have lost loved ones so near to the holidays. I pray for comfort for them, and I have no magic words, but all I can say is just please comfort them and give them peace, and that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
And we lost a fine senator, and Senator Standridge, and his funeral will be 10 a.m. at First Baptist Church in Russellville, Arkansas. And Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and all the elected officials have offered their condolences to the family. He was age 50 and passed away, leaves family and children and stuff. So our prayers with Senator Standridge and his family. This morning's weather brought to you by Sears, your local Sears store. Right, Jerry?
That's right.
Local.
Shop local.
Shop local. And remind folks again, take a look at your calendar, of course, with Thanksgiving next Thursday on the 23rd. That gives you a full week after Thanksgiving, really do some local shopping and try to spend as much money as you can at your local communities, whether you're Mountain View, Harrison, Mountain Home, West Plains, Branson, wherever it may be. Shop local. Sears store, appliances, tools, lawn care equipment.
You name it. They've got kitchen stoves. They got washer and dryers. They've got, everybody thinks Sears, all your garden equipment, all your tools, but they got everything. I mean, they got TVs in there.
Yeah.
You name it, it's a one-stop shop.
It is. Yeah. Love Sears. Fine folks there too. Temperature-wise, we're at 48 in Mountain Home, 53 at Harrison, 43 with rain at Hardy showing up on this little deal. I haven't seen on the radar, though. We'll have to double-check that. 52 at Mountain View, Yellville at 49, 52 at Marshall, while Poplar Bluff is at 37, 54 at Branson, and 45 at West Plains. Take a look at that national radar. I'm going to hit refresh real quick while Scooter brings that up. As you can see, shower activity from Minnesota into the Dakotas, back towards Colorado, Wyoming, and Utah, back into Nevada, that really won't affect us. What will affect us later is probably this right here in Texas. And I'm going to hit that Little Rock radar there, Scooter. All right. As you can see on the Little Rock radar, your highways are all clear. 62 412 east-west and 65 to Branson in good shape. Highway 167 towards Batesville, 63 at Jonesboro in good shape there as well. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 30, 40, 49, 55 in good shape there, with a little minor shower over here, on I-40 around Carlisle, Lone Oak area. Nothing real significant yet, but hopefully we'll get some more shower activity. Let's take a look at southwest Missouri and southern Missouri here. About the same thing. Highway 160 clear, Highway 65 at Branson, 60 into Springfield, no problems there. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks pretty clear.
Wow. Clear as a ding bell. Mm-hmm. Well, Jerry?
Yeah.
What do we got going with FFA?
I'm going to let Cheyenne tell you a little bit about that. She's, what position did you get in FFA?
Mountain Home Junior High Vice President.
Vice President. So.
All right.
Yep. And what do y'all got going out there today?
Our Mountain Home FFA is holding their first annual chicken box sale. It is a 20-pound box, and it is $40 for chicken strips and $45 for chicken breasts.
And that's breaded?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a pretty good deal.
Can you get spicy and regular?
I'm pretty sure you can get the chicken strips seasoned.
All right. And how do they contact you?
At 870-424-6957.
So how was you went to Indianapolis, didn't you?
Yes,
how
sir.
Was that?
It was amazing.
I bet it was.
I loved it.
So what's your role at FFA?
I
know you're vice president for the junior high right now?
Yes.
What's your ambitions later on?
I shoot for president.
So why not?
I was going for reporter this year, but my chapter ended up picking me for vice president, so
good.
I'm happy with my role.
I would be too.
That number one more time. Folks want in on the chicken.
870-424-6957.
You can get a 20-pound box of chicken strips for $40 and chicken breast for $45.
Yes.
Now, when they be delivered?
The first or second week of December.
Oh,
it should be
right around the corner.
Oh, and that is Tyson. So thank you to Tyson for helping them out.
That's awesome. That's something different, and I like that because you've got so many different fundraisers going on, and a lot of times they walk in, it's like you don't really want the product they're selling, so you just want to give them money to support them, and this is something different. I like this. I'd actually eat
I hit
chicken.
a good one though down in Flippin. The Coral Group down at the Flippin School selling cheesecake.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Got a bargain. I can't wait for those to come in. Of course, if my son Caleb's on, they'll disappear with Caleb, so I won't get a bite.
If he gets here before I get to him.
Yeah, I just won't let you know when they arrive. They're going to be good. So Mountain Home FFA is doing a chicken box sale.
Yes.
I'm trying to read this from the side. $40 for 20 pounds of chicken strips and $45 for chicken breast. 424-6957.
Good deal.
And I want to remind everybody that the Jerry Hopper concert is tomorrow at 6 p.m. It's a free gospel concert at Twin Lakes Baptist Church, and donations are certainly welcomed, and they will go to benefit the Alpha House.
I saw Bill last night. Having a good time.
You did?
Yeah, at the chili supper. They had a good crowd at Mountain Christian Academy.
Good.
And Nasari was on his game, dude.
And that's why we don't have cinnamon
Well, I
rolls
bought 3
today.
cookies.
Thanks, Chris.
I used your name to buy
Chris.
3 cookies. I need $1,457.
Is that all? Well, you got out cheap, buddy.
Chris caught me sneaking out the door.
Hey, I got you covered. I got Gil's credit
You
card.
got Gil's
We're
credit
good. Wait a minute. I gave it back. I messed up.
Chris got that too. You didn't even know it.
St. Peter the Fishman Parish presents a teaching and exposition of sacred relics on Tuesday, November 28th at 6:30 at St. Peter the Fishman Catholic Church in Mountain Home. Friar Carlos Martins of the Companions of the Cross will be here with his very special ministry to teach about these holy objects. This is free and open to the public. If you need more information, call 425-2832 extension 1. What else we got going on? Frosty Festival, I think, is this weekend. 17 and 18 takes place at the Shed. There's several craft fairs going on.
That's right. Baxter County Fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds,
yep.
and a lot of good things going on.
Yep. It's a good weekend to get out.
I hear it's going to be windy.
I can deal with a little wind, though.
Yeah, but gusts to 45 miles an hour.
Well, that's not a little windy. That's windy.
He's going to have to re-glue his hair on, ain't he?
I just shaved it off at that point.
Poor Jerry.
Did I let out a secret?
Yeah.
He had the leaf blower right in front of everybody.
That's why I'm not doing my leaves until Monday. I mean,
Well, yeah.
I was watching Channel 3 weather last night, and they said wind gust up to 45 miles an hour in this area.
Good.
Yeah, going to be.
See, everybody, and I don't know, well, I mean, it's my style, but I have a ton of trees, so naturally I have a ton of leaves. Everybody's out there raking theirs up. I just wait till a big wind gust and kick it over in the neighbor's yard.
There you go, yeah.
Then they'll do my raking for me.
That's right.
Love my neighbors.
They love you too, Jerry.
Just want to say hi to Jerry's neighbors.
And Jerry loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see, this is probably one of the most exciting things for a lot of people. I was watching Senator Tom Cotton. In the new tax reform bill, it does away with the tax penalty for not having insurance.
The mandate.
The mandate, yeah. It will
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll help a lot of families that struggle. to
It's
pay that
because it's
fine.
what Tom Cotton said on the little speech off the Senate floor. He says you've got people that struggle to make it, and they're having to send the IRS $2,000 extra because they can't afford the insurance.
That's right.
And so
that is a little crazy. I mean,
yeah. So get rid of that mandate. All right, I guess we need to go to break. We've got the FFA doing chicken sales here, and you're excited about FFA. I can tell. You're going to be in this all the way through graduation.
Oh, yeah.
And then some. Jerry, she could marry a farmer.
I'm all right with that.
Amen to that.
I'm okay with that.
that's
Where would we
wrong.
be in Arkansas without Agri? I mean, you go east. I go to Nashville to see the kids, and I go through Paragould, and you can go through Salem and Viola. There's a lot of cattle country over there, but once you get over around Paragould, you can see the results of the governor establishing trade with Cuba on the rice, because there's just rice field after rice field after rice field in Arkansas, and that's a boost to that economy. I went through, there's a small section in extreme northeast Arkansas in Clay County, and I looked at a building and I thought, oh my goodness, that building's so run down, but it was actually a school. And so, we've got it good here in the Twin Lakes area in north central Arkansas and over around Harrison and everywhere else, but northeast Arkansas, hopefully that's going to be a shot in the arm for that economy in Clay and Randolph, Lawrence County, places like that. So, Scooter, take us to break.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business, and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. VHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend?
$7.16, is that what it says? $7.17. Check my eyes here on this Friday, November 17th. And we want to welcome to our studio Elesha Granniss, District 3 Veteran Service Officer. Welcome to TV.
Thanks, morning.
Howdy. Are you ready for Thanksgiving?
I am.
I am too.
I am. Sure am.
I got a huge turkey waiting for me in Conway at Aunt and Uncle's house. It's going to be fun.
My in-laws are coming up from Nashville.
Really?
So,
yeah.
It's
going to be fun.
Great.
So, how you been? It's good to see you. This is the first time since we've seen each other since the radio transitioned to TV, and the third Friday of the month, Elesha comes in and we talk about veterans and veteran service office. So, let's start all over. I mean, we've been doing this for about a year now, but just let folks who you are and what you do, where your office is, and.
Sure. Okay. So, Elesha Granniss, I retired from the Air Force in 2014. I served for 17 and a half years, and they were drawing back on troop strength and offered an early retirement, so I waved my hand and said, I'll retire a little bit early. And so I retired as a Master Sergeant out of the Air Force down in Little Rock. And my husband and I moved up to Flippin 2 years ago. And now I work for the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs. That's a state agency, so the governor appoints our Director Nate Todd, and then there's 3 branches to the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs. The first one is the cemetery, so the State Veteran Cemetery. There are 2 of those. There's one in Bird Eye, which is between Jonesboro and West Memphis, kind of that area. And
on
then
Highway 49, I think.
Yes. And then there's also a state veterans cemetery in North Little Rock. And so those 2 are maintained by the state. And then there are 2 state nursing homes.
Really?
And there's one in Fayetteville. And then there's also one in North Little Rock that just opened last year. It's beautiful.
Really?
It's a cottage style homes. There's 12 rooms in each cottage. And there's 8 cottages, and it's just it's beautiful, state-of-the-art. I want to go live there. I'm like, man, when can I get my room? But and then the third branch of the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs is the Veteran Service organizations, and so that's what I do. I work with the counties. So in my district, it's North Central Arkansas. There's 9 counties in my district, District 3. And I train and assist the county veteran service officers with assisting veterans and their surviving spouses with benefits. Each county their service officer is appointed by the county judge, and so they work for the county, but yet we're kind of I oversee their program.
So are you the second step, so to speak, if the county officer needs help, then they go to Elesha?
Yes.
And then you report to Nate Todd, the state director?
Correct. And and what's beautiful about our district, we're the first district in the state who has all of our county service officers are accredited, which means
good.
they're certified. That's what I do. I certify them, but then they go through additional training, and they're accredited with American Legion, with the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs, and then some of them are also accredited with V.S.O. We're working on that. V.S.O. requires a background check, so it's a little bit more in depth, and so more funds are needed for that. And what that means is they have more access into the VA's claim file. So instead of before the agency developed the districts, if a veteran or a service officer from a county needed additional assistance, they would have to call the main office in Little Rock or travel there. So 3 hours to go talk to someone.
That's such a fun trip.
Right. And so now with the districts, we have everything local, and they're able to come to my office. I can look up their claims. And eventually, hopefully within the next year, that's what they're trying to get in 2018, is right now, if a veteran has an appeal pending with the VA, they have to travel still down to Little Rock for a hearing. I go down there with them and I represent them in front of the federal judge or in front of the VA. But we're working on getting it local as well. So they would just come to my office, and then we would basically Skype in to the VA, and then we would hold those hearings here versus having to travel all the way to Little Rock. So
trying to think the best way to ask this question. Was your office developed and the county offices developed to cut down on the red tape? Because, over the past 4 or 5 administrations, we know that helping veterans has been tough.
Right. So yes and no. The state agency's been around since 1923. So even before the VA existed, there were the state agency was around to assist veterans with claims and assistance. And for a long time, each county has had a veteran service officer. And they've just so as far as was it just established in the counties? No, they've been around for a long time. But the need to have the oversight closer and that assistance and those resources closer is fairly new. Yeah. I began this position in 2015, December of 2015 is the 2-year mark for the implementation of the districts throughout the state. Yeah. And so that is new, having that assistance closer. And so basically my main job is to assist those county officers to make sure that they're able to help their county veterans. And so what I do every quarter, we come together and I do a training. We do a day-long training. Anything that's new, anything that's going on, all my counties are trained. And then once a month in each one of my counties, I go out there and do one-on-one training with them. And so it's ongoing, because everything, it's a lot of times veteran issues don't fit within a box. There's always, well, what about this, or this, circumstance, or I was exposed to this, or I did this. And so it's an ongoing learning process. And
so there's new issues almost, almost every month?
Oh, almost every day. I mean, there's always going to be, I hadn't thought of it that way. Or, for instance, I mentioned that I went down to, I go down to Little Rock for different hearings and things like that. I went down with a member who retired from the Coast Guard. And so on Tuesday, myself and the county service officer went down and represented a veteran in front of the VA for a personal hearing. And he had served in the Coast Guard for 25 years, and he worked on Loran transmitters, which are huge transmitters that exude radiation, and he has cancer. And so the thing is he filed a claim through the VA that, that exposure over all those years caused this cancer, and the VA, it didn't fit in their guidelines of, because the VA is all check marks, and if it meets this, then it's this. If it's this, then it's this. And his wasn't there black and white. And so that's where they're able to appeal that. And then with his evidence of, okay, I was at this space for this long, this space for this long, I was exposed to this. I have 3 doctors' opinions that say the reason I have cancer is because I worked on these transmitters. And so...
Was this ultra high frequency things? For special broadcast, military broadcast?
Something like, yes, because he was electronic maintenance, and I mean, this was in the 70s, 80s, because it had to do with, I guess, the radars and sonars, or however that is out, with the ships. And so he maintained them, he repaired them, he actually trained on them, and so it was just... So, I mean, that's something that you don't think about. When you think about the VA, a lot of times people think about, okay, Vietnam, Agent Orange, things like that has become more known. But there are so many other exposures that our veterans, those individuals who signed that blank check, they gave up their youth. Yep. They gave up a lot of their rights, a lot of their freedoms. And so we need to take care of them. And so that's just a continuation of their service, is to assist them with the benefits that they earned and they're entitled to.
Yeah, I'd say they earned.
They earned.
E-A-R-N-E-D, earned.
And the thing is, I hear it all the time where a veteran says, well, I haven't come in because I didn't want to take away from someone else who had it worse than me. I'm not missing a limb, or I'm not, dealing with PTSD, but I can't hear. Well,
hello.
They're not taking away from anyone else. Every veteran earned the benefit that they're entitled to.
If I got a paycheck today, it's not taken away from his paycheck today.
Correct.
Everybody earned it.
Right.
Better not be.
Yeah. Right. So that's and another thing is, just because someone was denied 20 years ago, rules have changed, things have changed. So I always want to suggest to veterans or their surviving spouses to come in and just find out what those benefits are. Maybe they haven't changed, but maybe they have. Another great example is in 1995, there was a veteran who filed for ischemic heart disease. He had ischemic heart disease and had served in Vietnam, and the VA denied his claim, saying, nope, it wasn't you weren't diagnosed in service with heart disease, so we're denying you. Well, over years in research, it was determined that Agent Orange exposure, and Agent Orange is a herbicide that they sprayed in the jungles to clear it. Yeah. And so, of course, they're spraying it through aircraft, and so it's raining down on these, soldiers, and so it's on their skin, they're breathing it. It could be in the water. So
and Agent Orange, I mean, you could go over a rainforest in 3 days, there wouldn't be a leaf.
Right.
It was that.
And it was that potent. And so the thing is, they didn't know the long-term effects. And only after years and years and years of research and years of veterans reporting these conditions did they start to come up with a list, a presumptive list, which means if you set foot in Vietnam and on the soil and you develop prostate cancer, diabetes type 2, ischemic heart disease, Parkinson's, then it's considered caused by your service in Vietnam. And so anyway, going back to that story with that veteran who filed in 1995, at the time that wasn't approved. Well, he unfortunately ended up passing away, and this year, about 3 months ago, his surviving spouse went into the county service officer and said, well, I was just, checking on some benefits someone told me. And she's like, I think she was in her 80s. I think she's in her 80s and 70s or 80s. And has like $2.50 in her bank account. I mean, just getting by. Couldn't afford a phone, so if the VA needed to get in touch with her, they had to call the county office, and they had to go down to her house and get in touch with her. So we went ahead. I said, oh my goodness, we need to file a claim for her. He was denied in 1995 before the rules changed. We filed for it. Within 5 weeks, the VA came back and said, yes, not only are we granting that his death was caused by his service, but we denied him in 1995. The law had changed. And so they backdated the effective date all the way back to that. And she got retro pay of $360,000. Tax-free. For that. So
yes,
that's what I'm saying is, just because someone was denied years ago, and that's the beauty about having those service officers who are trained and accredited and certified,
that know the law.
They know the law
and the changes in the law.
Right. So it might be that you come in and you're not going to, maybe those benefits you're still not entitled to, but it does not hurt to ask. That's why you have your county service office there.
Yeah.
So to just go in, talk to them here in Mountain Home. It's Charlie Leonard. He's been doing this for about 1.5 years now. He's a retired Chief Master Sergeant of in the Air Force. So he went all the way up. He went as far as you could go in the Air Force, and he's a great county service officer in Marion County. Her name is Jerry Holgan. She's a retired Air Force comm officer, and so right now we got the Air Force kind of taking over in this.
You're proud of that, aren't you?
Hey, I'm proud of. I have a female veteran service officer in Batesville who's a Marine. She's a Marine, 29-year-old.
Don't mess with her.
Yeah, so yeah.
Visit with Elesha Granniss, District 3 Veteran Service Officer. Time for a break, Scooter.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
$7:35 on this Friday, November 17th. We're visiting with Elesha Granniss, District 3 Veteran Service Officer, along with Jerry Hogan. And you have got the Women's Veterans, what is that?
Summit.
Okay.
Yes, so that's through the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs. It's the first Women's Veteran Summit that we're hosting. It's going to be tomorrow. It's down in Sherwood, which is between Jacksonville and North Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be at Sherwood Forest, which is the venue, from 10 to 2 tomorrow. And women veterans are the fastest growing veteran population in the U.S. In Arkansas, there's 20,000 female veterans, and the numbers are growing. The age group is between 40 and 60 is the most population in this state. But there are a lot of, because now, for instance, myself, I served and I retired a couple years ago, and I'm now in my 40s. And so those who joined I joined in 1997. So around the early 90s is when we started to see a lot of female veterans, females going into the military. Well, you serve about anywhere from 20 to 30 years. You can't serve normally any more than 30. And so that age group now is getting out, they're retiring. And so
that means the military has a lot to offer women.
Oh, they do. I mean, they have a lot to offer, not only women, but men, but yes, definitely.
So how can you encourage an 17, 18, 19-year-old that's getting ready to graduate high school?
What I would recommend that they do, same thing, go to the county service office, because every person in my district, the service officers, they are veterans. They've served. Find a female veteran. So, yes, definitely the recruiters are here. They're going to tell them, information about the military. But in order to get a really good and accurate picture of what they want in the military is to do research. I mean, just like anything else, you're not going to go down to the car lot and go, buy the first car that you see. You're going to test drive it. You're going to research it. Same kind of thing. So when I joined the military, I was 19. I graduated high school in 95. I went to college. I went to school full time. I worked full time at a cleaners. I was a manager of a cleaners, and I lived at home. I couldn't afford to move out, and I was a little bit slow on it. It took me about 2 years to figure out, I need to move out of the house. So I had grown up around the military. My dad had been in the Air Force during Vietnam for 4 years, and he ended up working for the Army Corps of Engineers.
Really?
I grew up in Germany around the Army. And so I knew of the different branches. And so I did a research. I wanted to see, what's the best fit for me? And I ended up joining the Air Force. I didn't do as much research as I would encourage others to do. I went in what's called open general, which means, hey, Air Force, you pick the job you want me to do. I was lucky I wasn't a cook or a cop, but I ended up, medical administration is what they put me into, and there's tests. They had us do tests in basic training to help kind of narrow down where the fit would be, what we would do best as. I can remember them telling me, you're not going to be an electrician, or you're not going to be doing anything with tools because you don't know the difference between a hammer and a nail, right? So I scored really high on the admin side, and it was the best fit. I mean, for me, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and that gave me a career.
Yeah.
It gave me a job. I got to travel. I was stationed in Alabama. I was stationed in New Mexico. 2 bases in New Mexico. I deployed to Saudi in 2000. I met my husband on a deployment. He's also was in the military. And then Texas, I was in San Antonio, and I deployed again. I went to Baghdad for 7 months, and then Little Rock. So, I mean, I got to travel. I got education. You go to school while you're in, plus there's benefits when you get out. So for me, it was just the perfect fit. So that 16, 17, 18-year-old who doesn't know what they want to do, or is maybe interested in military service, find someone who has served, and really, if there's an interest in, I know I want to be a doctor, or I know I want to be a nurse, or I know I want to do computers. The military community is very small, and so you might not know, that 18-year-old might not know of a military nurse or a military doctor, but someone who served says, oh yeah, my friend of a friend of a friend, and gets you in touch. So that's the main thing, is to find someone who served and talk to someone who's doing the job that you want to do.
So you can come out of high school, serve 20 years, and have your whole life ahead of you after retirement.
Yes. So when I like I said, for myself, I turned 20 in basic training. I was certified through, I got tech school training. They send you to basic. They teach you your job. I got college hours just by going through the military training. Associate's degree with the Air Force, Community College of the Air Force. Then I went to school while I was in and got my degree through the service. So I got the experience, I got the education. They paid me, they paid my housing, they paid my, it was great. It was a great,
You'd do it all over again, would you?
Best decision I ever made.
Wow. Yeah. There's some good opportunities there.
There is. And
do you ever go and talk to the schools?
Sometimes I do. A lot of times I'm, talking to veterans groups. I have boys who are in 9th and 10th grade at Flippin'. So when you're talking about the cheesecake sale, my boys are in the band. So, but yes, my husband actually, he's also a veteran, like I mentioned. He did the Veterans Day ceremony at Flippin' on Friday, and he talked about his experience. He went then afterwards to each one of the grades and just did question and answer. So, to try to get that information across to them. So you don't have to have a degree when you go in. That's what's called enlisted. Or, if someone goes to college, maybe that's what you want to go to college first. I would encourage you to go to college first. Go to the ROTC program, and then when they get out, then they're commissioned, and they get paid a little bit more. They get a little bit more respect while they're in as an officer. But either way, like I was talking about doctors and nurses, they really need that in the military.
I'm hearing they need that all over.
All over.
In civilian life as well.
Yeah, but it's a good way to get experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Jerry?
I'm just
you awake?
Man. That's a lot to take.
He dozed off down there.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, it does.
And then what the great thing about it too is then when we get out, so you serve 4 years, you serve 20 years, you serve 30 years. What the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs is trying to encourage, because we want veterans, Arkansas veterans, when you leave, serve your country, get all that experience, but come back to Arkansas and bring that back. Bring that back to your community. In Baxter County, there's 5,129 veterans in Baxter County, and the economic impact of their retirement, the pension that they get through the VA, their compensation they get through the VA, is $37.5 million a year just in Baxter County. It's the number 2 employer of the county.
Whoa,
are
wow.
the veterans. And so they bring that back. They bring back that experience. Employers, you know, we're encouraging employers who are, you know, looking for trustworthy, dependable, educated,
Wealth
experienced,
of knowledge, yeah.
you know,
Wealth
people.
of
The veterans bring that back, and they, you know, they're school teachers, they're principals, they're doctors, they're nurses, they're truck drivers.
Yeah.
You know, they're farmers. I know a lot that are farmers, who, yeah. So anyway, that's my plug for
cool.
that. And then Marion County, just so that, because 2,100 veterans in Marion County and 16 million economic impact a year. And so
I had no idea on that one. I
Yeah.
never thought of it that way.
Yep. So I mean, where do you spend it? You spend it in your
At home.
Yeah, right.
What me and
Shop
Jerry-
local,
that's
right?
the sermon me and Jerry been preaching since we got here.
Yeah.
7:45 on this Friday. It's time for a break. Scooter. You got it. Be right back. More with Elesha Granniss right after this.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right product.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. VHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
7:48 on this November 17th. Countdown to Thanksgiving. Jerry?
Yeah?
We're going to get you a plastic knife and fork for Thanksgiving because there's such a fire hazard with the sparks flying off of the metal utensils.
That is correct.
Yep.
If that doesn't work, I always have my case pocket
You got your
knife.
case pocket knife.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, that's just wrong.
At least you said that the concert last weekend, it was a pretty big deal, huh?
It was, yes. So ASU Mountain Home hosted their Legends, Heroes and Legends Veterans Information Fair, and then they had a concert with Ashley McBride, who is from Mammoth Spring, and awesome.
Did
awesome
she rock it?
She rocked it. She is on. I would be surprised if she didn't win a CMA next year for New Artist of the Year.
Oh, really? She's that good.
She's
There's that
good.
picture I was telling you about.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yep.
My son with Ashley McBride on a Kid Rock video shoot.
Yes, she's releasing her album. She was saying
Has
early
she signed
next
with a
year.
label?
Yes. So she
Who signed her?
I don't remember. I'm thinking she said Columbia, but I don't
It
know.
could be
I could
Sony
be
Music, yeah.
something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
the Baxter Bulletin did a couple articles after that concert, so maybe it's in there. But yeah, so she was talking about, and how she got known so quickly was they started playing her song on Sirius XM, I think in April, and
Really?
then by May she was the #1 most downloaded.
Wow.
And then they offered her a deal. So she's been at the Grand Ole Opry. She's opening for Luke Combs now on his tour.
Ooh.
Eric Church, all these well-known famous artists, she's their opening act, and she's on a projectile to just
Keep it going, girl.
explode.
Keep it going.
Yeah,
That's good.
so it was great. It was a great concert. She did an awesome show. And then Quinn Hill, who graduated from Mountain Home High School, he's her drummer, and he just rocked it. I mean, he's amazing. So it was a great show, great turnout. The first so they had so the information fair was from 2 to 6, and then at 4 retired Colonel Mary Walker and her husband sponsored the barbecue meal and the free meal and the free tickets for veterans. And just the first hour alone, there were 400 people who were there to eat. And it was catered by the 178 Club, so it was just a wonderful
weekend.
turnout, and yeah, great. I look forward to next year.
Bring Ashley back.
Yep, yeah, she's great. Whew, that was a good show.
What else you got? You got the newsletter and things?
I've got it's a couple different
We've
things.
got what do we got here? About 7.5 minutes for you.
All right, so I'll go over some new stuff that's going on. So this month, November, veteran ID cards will be hopefully by the end of this month, veterans will be able to log on to va.gov and get a veteran ID card. Download. They have to upload their picture, and then the VA will mail it to them. This is something that was approved through Congress in 2015. It's taken about 2 years to get it implemented, but it's for those veterans who may not be enrolled in VA healthcare, but still, instead of carrying around their discharge paperwork to get discounts at different stores to show that they served, it's a card that the VA is going to issue them. And so they'll be able to, hopefully within the next week or so, log into va.gov and apply for those ID cards. Another thing that kicked off on Saturday is the Military Exchange online shopping benefit. So basically what that is on military installations, they have a store that's called either the BX or the PX. It's the Exchange. And unless you have a military ID to get on base, the only way that you can shop there is by
ID.
that access. Well, now their online version of that store, if it's an honorably discharged veteran and their families, they can, or their immediate family, they can now register and shop online, which is a great. It's a tax-free benefit, as well as brand name items that are a lot cheaper. And so that kicked off. I think they said 250,000 people had already registered additionally for that. So that is new. The post 9/11 veterans newsletter just came out for the fall. So those veterans that served after September 11th of 2001, there's their newsletter, of course. What it talks about is a public health newsletter. So those veterans who deployed. We were exposed to a lot of different things. We were talking earlier about Agent Orange and the herbicides, but every conflict there's different exposures, and so the oil fields when they were burning those, the fires, the dust storms, a lot of respiratory issues, the water over there. So they're now doing lots of research to see what is the long-term effects going to be for that generation of veteran. And so there's a newsletter out. There's a registry where if you served overseas after 9/11, it's the VA's registry, Gulf War registry. You can go online and they ask about your exposure, where you were, different things like that. And then they just keep that as a tracking method. What conditions have you been diagnosed with? And so that they can start to work.
So when they set the oil fields on fire, you were breathing all the toxic fumes off of that, or did you have?
Mm-hmm. And then they also had, of course, you're in the middle of the desert, so of course waste and trash. What do? You burn it, and so where does it go? Well, you're in the desert. There's nothing to absorb it other than your lungs.
Never thought of that.
And then I can remember my first 24 hours of landing in Iraq. The first thing was we're on a C-130 and we're packed together like sardines, and we're in our we called it battle rattle, but you're in your Kevlar helmet and your flak vest, and you've been flying for felt like 3 days straight, and you're just all crammed together. And now you're doing what's called a combat landing. So they turn off all of the lights on the C-130, and then they bank left, right, down, left, and you're just like, whoo. So that was my first. You're not prepared for it. I mean, I guess if some people were because they'd been through it before, but if it's your first experience, it is an experience that you will remember forever. And then that next morning, we were all in tents and coming out, and there was this huge sandstorm where you couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
How do you put up with that?
Hey, that's that blank check that you write. But it sometimes it reminds me of, I live over in Flippin, and we're on the river, and so we've got the fog that comes up, and sometimes it feels like you can't see your hand in front of your face. So it's almost like that. So if anyone wants to know what a sandstorm, it's like the fog down on the White River. But anyway, so those exposures for those veterans, it's a newsletter to just let them know what's going on with that research, and then if they haven't registered for that registry, we definitely want to encourage them to do that.
Final 2 minutes. Then it's the weekend.
Yay! And I'm off next week. Like I was saying, my in-laws are coming from Nashville, so I gotta clean the house. You got the mother-in-law coming over. You got
to clean the house.
You got to clean the house.
Clean the corners. Don't cut corners. Clean them. Sweetheart, there's dust right here.
I know, right? No, she's awesome, and actually today's her birthday, so they're great.
All right. Well, and we're going to start doing this on the third Friday of the month, and you come in on the regular basis. So, folks, you can tune in on the third Friday.
Sounds good.
And have Elesha here and all kinds of information for our veterans. Yeah.
Great.
Jerry?
It's good to see the VA stepping up. I mean, it's come a long way here.
And,
I guess you've noticed a difference.
We need to teach the young people. Bud Zorman's doing a fantastic job at Mountain Public Schools.
He is.
And we just got to keep that going.
And that's the one thing that for those veterans who are listening, and also who aren't veterans, we hear about things going on in the news and how this younger generation doesn't respect. Well, the thing is, we have to teach them.
We have to teach
them.
We
have to teach them. We have to mentor them. We have to show our example, because how are we going to expect them to know if we don't teach them? And so that's the thing.
If you don't respect the country, are you going to defend it?
Right.
10 to 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Scooter, about time to go home?
Yeah, we got about 45 seconds.
Is the weekend upon us? What's on at Old Time today?
Old Time, of course, it's Friday. We got our steak and eggs, hash browns, biscuit, and gravy. It's a marinated steak. You can cut it with a butter knife. It's excellent.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Jerry's going out the door.
$7.88, huge breakfast. It's great. For For lunch, they got a Southwest chicken breast. They take a boneless, skinless chicken breast. It's got cheese and peppers and all the goodies on it. You get 2 sides, a roll of cornbread, $5.88.
I'm on my way.
Can't beat it.
Yep.
Can't beat it. It's really
Thank
good.
you, Elesha, for being here. We'll see you next month.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you.
everybody, have a great weekend. See you on Monday.